Hi, I'm Chloe, or as my parents called me, a genetic error. You see, my mom, dad, and sister Roxy were all obese. I was the only one in my family whose genes weren't bursting at the seams. It's like mom and dad covered the real Chloe with cheese sauce and ate her, and I replaced her. Dad was a corporate lawyer with a waist as wide as a refrigerator. Mom was a Chinese language tutor, and Roxy was a computer whiz. She wanted to create a visual novel and kept trying to come up with a plot for it. We went to the same school but hung out with different people. I was one of the popular kids, and my sister was one of the geeks who played Dungeons and Dragons. I'm the queen of weirdos. I'd always been slim and athletic, but I never had to diet. I just moved a lot and ate healthy food. The rest of my family only ate vegetables if they were deep fried. Seriously. One day, a button accidentally fell into our fryer. Dad said it was the best thing he'd ever eaten. I loved my family. Really, I did. But sometimes I was ashamed of them. Everyone at school thought I was this perfect girl. Perfect looks, perfect grades. My boyfriend Simon, the quarterback of our American football team, was perfect too. I was a Girl Scout and a role model for many. My family was ruining that perfect image. That's why I didn't tell them that I had an important tennis match coming up. I didn't want them to show up there with food and turn the match into a frickin' picnic. I would have died of shame right there. Have a great day, everyone! That's my best friend Kat, and that slender couple is her parents. I know what you're thinking. No, Kat and I weren't switched at birth. Life just had a strange sense of humor. On the way to school, we talked about a recent scandal. Some celebrity had fallen into pudding, and then, guess who? I laughed. Of course, it was Simon. However, when I turned around, a wave of horror swept over me. Don't touch me! I don't know you! Are you sure about that, Chloe? Why are you acting all shy? That guy's smile was cheeky. He knew he was attractive and used it like a weapon. How did he know my name? Get off her. Officer, this guy is harassing my friend. The stranger grimaced and ran away before the officer could catch him. Who is that? I do not know. My heart was pounding, but I made myself calm down as soon as I saw Simon ahead. Kat, don't tell Simon about that creepy guy. You know how jealous he gets. She nodded. My boyfriend was extremely possessive. One time, he got jealous when I was talking to Kat's brother, even though he was only 8 years old. Roxy and I didn't usually talk at school, but that day, my sister suddenly came up to me at recess. I heard there's going to be a tennis match today. Are you playing? No. The Girl Scouts are making cookies for charity today. Let's save the stray ferrets together. Oh, that's a shame. I thought I'd come cheer for you. I felt guilty as I watched her leave. The Girl Scout meeting was actually the following day. After classes, I went to the tennis court. I was in a mood to win. My favorite cheerleading squad was in the stands. You're the best, baby. Show us why you deserve to get a gold racket. That's my opponent, Taylor. That girl has more awards than emotions on her face at any point of time. Where's that waddle of penguins you call your family? They're preparing space for the brand new cup I will get after beating you. The match began. I was ready to grind Taylor's confidence into dust. But then, I saw that creepy guy in the stands. His cheeky smirk sent a shiver down my spine. I felt uneasy. Who was he? Why was he following me? I froze in sticky fear and missed a serve. Heck! Chloe, focus. I calmed down and locked in. It was going great, and I almost beat Taylor. But then everything went wrong. Someone in the stands screamed. It was a plump woman. She clutched at her chest and then lost consciousness. Because of that, the match was paused. What happened? The doctors say she had a heart attack because she's obese. What? The woman was taken to the hospital, and I was swept away by an avalanche of anxiety. Anyone from my family could have been in her place. The match was postponed because of the incident. Kat went to her job at the comic book store. Simon said he would walk me home. I often looked around to see if we were being followed. I was scared I would see that unpleasant guy smirking at me again. Luckily, he was nowhere to be seen. Chloe, is something bothering you? Simon's voice snapped me out of my thoughts. For a second, I wanted to tell him about the stranger, but then I changed my mind. I'm just thinking about that woman. What if the same thing happened to someone from my family? Talk to them. They'll listen to you.
When I got home, I saw the last thing I was expecting.
Will you marry me again? Oh, my teddy bear. Do you both have amnesia? You've been married for almost 20 years. Our anniversary is coming up. We want to celebrate and renew our wedding vows. Roxy and I exchanged amused glances. Our parents were full of surprises. It was really sweet. At dinner, I watched in horror as my family ate a huge amount of junk food. It was a real cholesterol feast. I couldn't stand it and brought up the dangers of being obese. I saw a woman have a heart attack today because she was overweight. I didn't mention where it happened, but Roxy was scrolling through her social media and saw someone's story from the match. I thought you were making cookies for ferrets today. Did you lie so that we wouldn't come cheer for you?" The chewing noises stopped, and silence fell over our house. I ended up telling them the truth. "I did! Look at what you've become! Sometimes I don't want people to see us together." "Chloe, don't you think that the problem is that you want to seem perfect?" "No, I'm just worried about your health." "No, honey, you're just saying that to cover up your selfishness." I wanted to keep arguing with her, but what was the point if they refused to listen? Before going to bed, I stopped by Roxy's room. She was doing something on her laptop, but she closed the lid as soon as I walked into her room. "I'm working on the plot for my new visual novel. I don't want anyone to know the details before it's ready." "What is your game going to be about?" It will be a thriller about a self-righteous beautiful girl. Did you want something?" I wanted to apologize for lying about the match. "You know, you can live your perfect life all you want, Chloe, but don't you dare impose your standards on others, even if you say you do it because you care." I'd had enough. If they didn't want to change, I wasn't going to force them. I had a nightmare that night. In it, I walked into the kitchen and saw that all my loved ones were unconscious. Mom, Dad, Roxy. No, I can't lose them. While my family was sleeping, I sneaked into the kitchen and threw out the fryer and all the junk food. "Oh, hello, buddy." Even the raccoon wouldn't touch what my family called normal food. I was pleased with what I did. The same couldn't be said about my parents. "Do you think you're smarter than us?" "I'm just worried about you." "You're worried about your reputation." After blowing up on me, my parents went to a restaurant to make arrangements for their anniversary celebration. Roxy handed me a beautifully wrapped box indifferently. I found this on the porch. There was a note next to it that said, "For Chloe." "It's so pretty. Simon must have got it for me." "Baby, thank you for the gift. It's so romantic."
What gift?"
"The pendant. It was on my porch." "I didn't buy you anything." "Wait, are you cheating on me?" "Of course not. Someone must have got the wrong address or
you're lying."
He hung up. Great. Simon was pissed off, and I was the bad guy as usual. When I came out on the porch, I found an envelope there. There was a note for me inside it. "I hope you liked my gift. By the way, who was that guy who walked you home yesterday?" I'm getting jealous and angry.
Did that crazy guy get me the pendant?
I was scared, very scared. He knew everything about me. My name, my address, my schedule. With trembling fingers, I called Mom. "Some psycho is stalking me. I need help." "You just want attention as usual." Since my parents ignored me, I stopped by the police station on my way to a Girl Scouts meeting. There, I told an officer everything and showed him the note and the pendant, but the cop just shrugged. "You just have a secret admirer. He didn't do anything illegal. By the time he does, it will be too late." Even the police refused to protect me. I was completely alone, and I was terrified. At the Girl Scouts meeting, we made cookies to raise money for charity. The girl who sold the most was going to get a new badge. It's probably going to be Chloe again. As soon as she smiles, people pull out their wallets. I didn't care about the envy of those gossips. I had enough problems without them. I called Simon, but he didn't answer. Then I texted him that I had a stalker and asked him to be careful. After that, I focused on selling the cookies. First of all, I stopped by the comic book store where Kat worked. "I love your cookies." "Chloe, are you okay?" I told my friend about the stalker, my fight with Simon, and the way my family refused to change. "They're happy as they are. Why are you so insistent on this?" "I want them to think about the dangers of obesity." "My body isn't perfect either. Maybe you should find a new friend and tell her how hard it is to be so beautiful that boys stalk you." "Kat, this is not a joke. Go away." Feeling completely alone, I went from door to door and sold cookies. Why was everyone so mad at me? The worst thing was that no one took the threat posed by my stalker seriously. I knocked on another door, and the person who opened it was that creepy guy. His smile was even more cheeky than usual. Well, well, well. Did you get tired of playing hard to get and come running to me? It was dark and there wasn't a soul around. I recoiled in horror, but the guy grabbed my wrist. "Where are you going, love?" "Back off!" I broke free and ran. The nutcase ran after me. Luckily, a patrol car was passing nearby. I screamed and got the cop's attention. "Officer, he's following me!" "What's going on here?" The guy was handcuffed and brought to a police station. I had to go with them to give a statement. That lunatic's name turned out to be Ted Summers. "What did you arrest me for?" "I met Chloe online. She told me all about herself. She sent me pictures and flirted with me. She made me fall for her, and now she's making me look like a monster." "That's a lie." The officer looked through Ted's phone and saw our chat history? "That's impossible. Someone created a fake account and catfished Ted using my photos. But who?" Then I saw that the fake me had been texting Ted about visual novels. My breath caught in my throat, and everything fell into place. Roxy, why did she do that to me? I told the cop that my sister was behind it all. "Well, then we have no reason to keep Ted here. We will have a talk talk with him, add him to our database, and let him go. I'm going to have a talk with someone too. I came home ready to pounce on Roxy, but then I saw my mother. She was crying over a white dress. I wanted to wear my old wedding dress for the anniversary, but it doesn't fit anymore. You're right, Chloe. We've let ourselves go. Mom, I don't want a perfect family. I want a healthy family. I love you so much, and I'm afraid of losing you. I see that now, sweetie. I'll help you. You're going to fit into your dress again. What did I miss? I confronted my sister and demanded she explain why she used me to flirt with that wacko Ted Summers. I needed a plot for my novel. I came up with an idea of a beautiful girl being chased by a psycho, but then I got stuck. I wanted to see how things would develop in real life. You were ready to put your sister's life in danger for the sake of your stupid plot? And you called me selfish? Ted could have really hurt me. Oh, don't exaggerate. When our parents found out what Roxy had done, they punished her. More importantly, Mom and Dad apologized to me. I'm sorry we ignored you when you needed our help, Chloe. We must protect our children. The days went by. I did my best to help Mom. We came up with a diet plan for her and started to do yoga in the mornings together. A few times, Mom was ready to give up. I caught her stroking a box of donuts like it was a pet cat. It was hard for her, but it was worth it. After all, on the day of the anniversary, Mom was able to wear her old wedding dress. You were so beautiful. Today, I fell in love with you all over again. Dad got so inspired by Mom's success that he promised to take care of his health too. The celebration was fun, and the atmosphere was great. Roxy decided to surprise me. You fought because of me. I want to fix everything. Roxy told me everything. I forgive you, Chloe. You forgive me? For what? Is it my fault you got so jealous that I was afraid to talk to you about my problems? It was easier for you to accuse me of cheating than to believe that I was in danger. I'm sorry, but I want to break up. Simon got mad and left, slamming the door on his way out. I realized I made the right choice. I'm sorry. What I did was dumb. Very dumb. But you're my sister. I love you. After we made up, Roxy suddenly smiled slyly. Don't tell Mom and Dad, but I'm out of here. A guy from the visual novel forum asked me out on a date. We're meeting at an abandoned railway tunnel. I hope he's cute. Be careful, Rox. 10 minutes later, I got a call from Kat for the first time since our fight. Remember the creepy dude who was following you? I just saw him stalking your sister. Dang it! Ted probably wanted to get back at Roxy for tricking him and making a fool out of him. He pretended to be a random guy on the forum to lure her to a deserted place. I quickly texted my sister about the danger she was in. Then, I called the police and told them everything. Ted Summers was already in their database for stalking, and I didn't have to convince the cops to act. Now, I realize how much danger I put you in. Life is not a game. There's no save before facing the final boss. What matters is everything ended well. A few days later, Roxy and I got a restraining order against Ted. Things were looking up. I made up with Kat. All my loved ones decided to cut down on junk food. After all, you can be yourself and take care of your health at the same time. Not to be perfect, but to live a happy and long life. It's a win all around.